Salutations, family. This is Arim from Haltessiagaming, and I just woke up to my phone just like absolutely blowing up. And so yeah, we've got some new support revealed finally. I'm so happy I was right, bro. Because when we got the reveals for the structure deck, and how it was just like, oh, there's no new cards. It's just going to be like a just a collection of all the Blue Eye supports, so you can get it all in one place. I noticed the power up pack having a hidden card in the extra deck section. I was like, yo guys, there's still hope. I'm coping, there's still hope. And so I'm so happy to know that we were getting a new fusion monster. I also am I find it really, really funny that this card is basically just the new fusion boss monster from my fanfic or whatever. I was like, wait a minute, this is actually just the ultimate dragon retrain. And then it follows the lore of everything, of the roll of 3 and everything. I really like that. But the main thing is, the question on everyone's mind is this actual good playable support, or is this just going to be more anime nostalgia cards that we don't actually end up playing because it's just not worth playing? I am very, very happy to say that this is very, very playable, and it is very good. The main issues I've always had with Blue Eyes as an archetype and how the TCG has been handling it, and Konami has been handling it, is that very often we get support that doesn't do anything, in that the support either is something that is basically just a significantly worse version of a card we already have access to and play. So a good example of this would be oh, so you know how we can play Raigeki? What if we got Raigeki, but it's just worse than Raigeki in every conceivable way, not searchable, right? And so it's just why don't you just play Raigeki at that point, So it's a lot of support. We get a lot of support that's like that. And then we also have support that is just, hey, this thing that Blue Eyes doesn't have issues doing, here's another way to do that, and then the big weakness is that a lot of Blue Eyes decks are require too many cards to make their plays. So they require too many cards to make their plays, and then the ceiling is not stupidly high to compensate for it. It's basically just worse dragon a lot of the time. So I always want to support that either gave us more consistent ways to do the plays, so that isn't as much of a problem, or and this is what they decided to do. They took it in the other direction, where it's they give us, they give us a payoff that makes it worth the fact that we're doing these 2-3 card combos in the first place. So a 5,000 attack point triple negate that floats is kind of crazy. And one thing I haven't seen anybody mention yet is the fact that this card is not once per chain. Yeah, it's not once per chain. So it's if you go, if they have imperm nib, this beats that by itself. Because they go activate nib and you go negate, and then they go imperm and then you go negate, because it's not once per chain. You can only negate each card type once, once per turn, but it's not once per chain. Now I don't know if that's a translation error. If when we get in the TCG, it is going to be once per chain, but as it looks right now, it's not once per chain, which is crazy. It's not. It's stupidly easy to summon, right? It's just because I feel a lot of people are I've seen a lot of people theory crafting oh, you play the ritual stuff, and I'm you don't have to do that, I think the way this card is going to be played, maybe we'll get more support, and there'll be some crazy combo that this crazy one card combo that summons this and 4 other cards or whatever, right? If that happens and we play that, that's going to be cool. But just for the immediate implications that I get from looking at this card is that literally the branded Blue Eyes list that I played and top with recently can just slot this card right in. Literally, you can just replace Dragon Master Knight with this card. Right, you just replace Dragon Master Knight with this card, and then add Light Hextilt Fusion. You can play the field spell. You can play Branded in White. It's so easy to enable this card, because Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon plus any fusion substitute makes this card. And that's something I think is really cool because while you're probably not going to summon this turn 1 very often, unless you just kind of like open everything. Like if you open Fusion Armament, Light Hex Seal Fusion, then cool, you have this turn 1. But realistically, this is just going to be like a turn 3 end the game kind of play. Being able to go do your normal combo turn 1, and then with all your float effects, your follow-up is this, which is crazy. The fact that it floats into Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and I don't mean like the vanilla Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which it can do, by the way. So if you like make Blue Eyes Ultimate normally, it can just summon back the Blue Eyes Ultimate that you used to fusion summon this. But the way that I'm like imagining like the applications is that you would float into either alternative Ultimate Dragon, or you would float into the Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon to like have that OTK follow up as well. So it's like this by itself can probably like trade into whatever board they made, and then this goes to grave, and then you summon Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate, and then if you have nothing else on field, that's just an OTK by itself. But even then, like I don't really think you'll need to do that a lot of times, because this hitting the board is probably ending the game by itself, because it's 5,000 attack points. It's 5,000 attack point and a triple negate, and it just floats. So it's like even if they out it, it's like okay, it floats in the alternative ultimate. Good luck, you know. Yeah, it's like a very, very good card, and it's playable. So I'm very excited for this card. I'm not just like kind of rolling my eyes and going, yeah, this doesn't do anything, like I have been with a lot of Blue Eyes support over the years. Like, okay, let me ask you this. Who's playing Chronicle Magician? Anybody? Is anybody seriously playing Chronicle Magician? What about the other one? You know, the level 4, right? Is anybody playing those cards? None of us are playing those cards. So it's like, I'm happy that, like, remember like this isn't the support that I was hoping for, but it is still support that I am happy to get, because it is support that does something for the archetype that we couldn't just already do. So, that's pretty much going to be my first look and thoughts on it. Oh yeah, basically the way I'm seeing myself using this card is going to be that we normal summon Keeper of Dragon Magic. That doesn't make the card turn 1, but like I said earlier, like it's probably gonna be like the turn 3 follow up, because you can literally just go normal Keeper, get the Branded Fusion, do all of that nonsense. And then on turn 3, you just kind of do the Fusion Armament into Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, and then fuse off with one of the substitutes, and then you just make this card. And it is stupidly easy to do, because, you know, also you could play, like, it makes that weird, like, pile of pure Blue Eyes significantly better. Because, like, you know, you can make this with Ultimate Fusion, for example. You know, like, you can make this with Ultimate Fusion. You can make it by, like, you know, fusing with Chaos Max and stuff. So it's like Abyss Dragon gets noticeably better. Like, pretty much. And I think, honestly, like, this card fits the thing that I like most about Legacy support. And that it doesn't just make the deck playable. It explicitly makes the things in the archetype noticeably better in order to make them playable. Rather than changing the deck to be like a different deck that plays completely differently, because they just release a new deck that has the same name. They release like 1 or 2 cards that just make everything that currently exists in the archetype noticeably better, and that's what this card does. So, yeah, this ended up being a lot longer than I thought about. Like, this ended up being a lot longer than I anticipated, but that's gonna be it for my thoughts on this card. I'm absolutely going to be playing it in my deck. Hopefully we get, like, more stuff. But if this is all we get this year, I'm very, very happy with it, because, again, I can just slot this right into my deck. Get your Fusion Ornaments now, because, like, I inevitably sense that they're just gonna get bought out. If you don't have 3, get 3, because you want to be able to open the Fusion Armament plus Hex Seal play, because a triple negate's kind of crazy, though. A triple negate that floats is kind of crazy. Right? Like, 'cause, like, it also just completely beats the imperm. Like, oh, I'm going second, I have imperm. I'll imperm the negate to force it out. That just doesn't work against this. Yeah, it's actually yeah, I did want to mention like it's technically a triple negate, but you're never going to negate 3 cards because it has to negate each type of card once. So you're probably not ever negating all 3 card types. So it's probably not, most of the time is going to be either a single negate or maybe a double negate depending on the type of deck. The only time it's going to be a triple negate is if specifically they're playing a deck and they go imperm and then you go negate the imperm, activate a monster kit, negate, activate a spell card, negate. That's the only time you're really going to negate 3 cards. There's just so. Oh wait a bit, this can float into the rituals too. Oh my gosh, this can float into the rituals. Yo, can this enable the Magician of Black Chaos Max thing? Oh my gosh. Oh no. No. Oh no. I really hope this doesn't enable that degenerate nonsense. Oh man. Oh, the implications of this card. I'm excited. We're gonna be cooking for sure. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. This has been Arim from Haltessiagaming. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, share it with your friends, all that good stuff. If you want to see all my videos earlier, yada, 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 please subscribe to the Patreon. The link will be in the description and the pinned comment, blah, 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 blah. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and please go drink some water.